Hello, and welcome to RelationShape. Today, we're going to learn about 9 secret signs that your ex might want to get back together. Now let's begin. Number 1. They reach out to you first after the breakup. Some exes might try to act like they don't care about you anymore and will never want to see you again. But if they're the ones who reach out first, it's a good sign that they might actually still have feelings for you. They might try to talk to you about the breakup or what went wrong, and they might even apologize for their part in it. If your ex is reaching out to you, it's a good sign that they want to try to repair things between you two. Sometimes, indirect communication is the best way to gauge someone's feelings. If your ex sends you a text or an email out of the blue just to say hello, it could be their way of testing the waters to see if you're still interested in them. A few of the texts I got from my ex looked like this. "Heard you're doing great. I'm happy for you." Or, "I saw your post on Facebook. You look really happy in that picture. Who took it?" Texts like these are what we call breadcrumbs, little pieces of information or reminders that your ex is still thinking about you, even if they don't come right out and say it. If you start getting a lot of breadcrumbs from your ex, it's a good sign they want to get back together. Number 2. They start showing up places where they know you'll be. If your ex starts showing up to places where they know you'll be, it means they're interested in seeing you again. They might not say anything to you at first, but just being in the same place as you is a good sign that they still care about you. Your ex might start showing up at places like your favorite coffee shop, your gym, or even your workplace. If they're making an effort to see you, it's a clear sign that they want you back. Beware though, because sometimes an ex might start showing up to places where they know you'll be in order to make you feel bad or to try to make you jealous. This behavior is called stalking, and it's not a good sign. If your ex is stalking you, it's best to stay away from them and get a restraining order if necessary. However, it's important to note that not all exes who show up in places where you'll be are stalkers. Sometimes they genuinely just want to see you again, and they're hoping for a chance encounter. If this is the case, you might want to consider giving them a chance. Handling this situation the wrong way could result in your ex feeling rejected and pushing them away for good, so it's important to tread carefully. Number 3. They start talking to your friends and family again. If your ex starts talking to your friends and family again, it means they're trying to get information about you and they want to know what's going on in your life. It's a good sign that they're interested in getting back together. Your ex might start asking your friends how you're doing or what you've been up to. They might even try to talk to your family members about you. If they're trying to get information from the people closest to you, it means they still care about you. I had a friend whose ex started talking to her friends again. At first, my friend was happy and thought it meant her ex wanted to get back together. However, it quickly became clear that he was just trying to make her jealous and he wasn't actually interested in getting back together. So, if your ex is talking to your friends and family, it's important to be careful. Make sure they're actually interested in coming back to you before you get your hopes up. Number 4. They express remorse for the breakup. If your ex begins to open up about their feelings or expresses remorse for the breakup, it means they're starting to think about getting back together. They might not be ready to admit it yet, but they're definitely considering it. Your ex might start talking to you about how they feel or what they're going through. They might even apologize for the way they treated you during the breakup. If they're expressing these kinds of emotions, it's a good sign that they want you back. However, it's important to be careful with this one. Just because your ex is talking about their feelings doesn't mean they're actually ready to get back together. They might just be trying to get your sympathy, or they might be hoping you'll do all the work to get back together. Some of the typical stuff they might say is, "I miss you," "I can't stop thinking about you," or "I'm not over you yet." They might even blackmail you emotionally by crying or telling you that they can't live without you. Sometimes, if your ex is pulling these kinds of stunts, it's best to just walk away. Number 5. They start dating someone new very quickly. If your ex starts dating someone new very quickly after the breakup, it's a good sign that they're trying to make you jealous or they're trying to get over you. Your ex might start flaunting their new relationship in front of you, and they might even go out of their way to rub it in your face. If they're doing this, it could mean that they still have feelings for you and they're trying to get your attention. I have an interesting story about this one. A friend of mine recently broke up with her boyfriend, and he started seeing someone new very quickly after the breakup. She was surprised and hurt by this behavior, and she didn't know what to do. He started posting pictures of himself and his new girlfriend all over social media, and he would even tag her in them. Yeah, tell me about it. At first, my friend tried to ignore it, and she thought he would eventually get over it. However, after a few weeks, she realized that he was actually trying to make her jealous, and he was hoping she would reach out to him. She decided to confront him about it, and they ended up getting back together. So if your ex is behaving this way, it could mean they want you back. However, this is manipulative behavior, and you should be careful with this one. If your ex is trying to make you jealous and hurts you in the process, it might be best to just move on. Number 6. They start reaching out to you after a period of no contact. The dreaded no contact period. This is the time after the breakup when you're supposed to completely ignore your ex and give them their space to miss you. It's a difficult thing to do, but if you can stick it out, it can be very effective. If your ex starts reaching out to you after a period of no contact, it means they're thinking about you and they miss you. They might not be ready to admit it yet, but they definitely still have feelings for you. Your ex might start texting you or calling you out of the blue. They might even show up at your house or workplace. If they're doing any of these things, it's a good sign that they want to get back together. A few common behaviors that exes do when they want to come back are texting you late at night, calling you when they're drunk, or showing up at your place unannounced. To get the best results, you should wait for your ex to make the first move. If they reach out to you, it means they're ready to talk and they're ready to reconcile. You can then decide if you want to get back together or not. Number 7. Playing hard to get. Your ex might start playing hard to get if they want you back. They might ignore your texts or calls, or they might even start dating someone new. If your ex is playing hard to get, it means they're trying to make you chase them. They want you to prove that you're still interested in them, and they want you to work for their attention. In some cases, this can be a good thing. It can give you the time and space you need to miss your ex, and it can also make them appreciate you more when they finally do get your attention. However, in other cases, playing hard to get can be a terrible idea. If your ex is playing hard to get to the point where it's hurtful or manipulative, it might be best to just move on. I once had an ex who would ignore me for weeks at a time, and then she would randomly text me out of the blue. I never knew when I was going to hear from her, and it drove me crazy. Eventually, I got fed up with her games and I decided to move on. If your ex is also playing hard to get to the point where it's harming your mental health, it might be best to just move on. Number 8. They start apologizing for their mistakes. If your ex is apologizing for their mistakes, it means they're ready to take responsibility for their part in the breakup. It also means they're ready to make things right and they want to get back together. Your ex might start apologizing for their mistakes out of the blue, or they might wait until you bring it up. Either way, if they're apologizing, it's a good sign that they want to reconcile. However, you should be careful with this one. If your ex is apologizing just to get you back, it means that they're not truly sorry. They're just trying to manipulate you into getting back together. If they've apologized for their mistakes in the past and then gone back to their old ways, there's a good chance that they'll do it again. Try to find out if your ex is truly sorry for their mistakes or if they're just apologizing to get you back. If they're sincere, it might be worth giving them another chance. There are ways of doing this, like asking them why they did what they did or seeing if they've changed their behavior. If your ex is truly sorry for their mistakes, you'll be able to tell. And number 9, they start talking about the future. If your ex starts talking about the future, it means they're thinking about a future with you. They might not be ready to admit it yet, but they definitely still have feelings for you. Your ex might start talking about the future in a roundabout way, or they might come right out and say it. Either way, if they're talking about the future, it's a good sign that they want to get back together. They may say things like, "I can't wait to see what the future holds for us," or "I can't wait to see what you're going to do with your life." They might also talk about specific plans they have for the future and how they fit into those plans. If your ex is talking about the future, it means they see you in their future. It also means that they might be ready to get back together and try to make things work. Hey, thank you for watching this video. If you liked it, please give it a thumbs up and drop a comment down below.